Welcome to Answers for Living. Are you saved by faith, or are you saved through a combination of faith plus works? Paul says we're saved by faith apart from works. But James seems to say something that contradicts Paul. So let's explore what James says. James 2:14 says, "What good is it, my brothers and sisters, if someone claims to have faith but has no deeds? Can such faith save them?" Chapter 2, verse 17 says, "In the same way, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead." And chapter 2, verse 24 says, "You see that a person is considered righteous by what they do, and not by faith alone." In verse 26 it says, "As the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without deeds is dead." Now, is James saying a person is justified, declared righteous, made right with God by works? Let's look at it closely. James 2:14 is written in a present tense in the Greek. So James is saying something like this: what use is it if a man says, and says again and again and again, "I have faith," but he has no works ever? There isn't one shred of evidence that he has faith. Can that faith save him? And then he gives this illustration. Suppose a brother or a sister is without clothes and daily food. If one of you says to them, "Go in peace, keep warm and well fed," but does nothing about their physical needs, what good is it? So here's a picture. If your next door neighbor comes to your door and you recognize that he looks about 30 pounds thinner, his clothes are really ragged, he looks like a street bum, and you ask what happened. And he says, "Well, my family and I fell on hard times about a year ago. We finally ran out of food this month. We have only the clothes on our back, and I thought you could help us a little." And you say, "Sure." You just go home and believe God's going to meet your needs. Just think positive. And then you offer a prayer and you send them their way, without giving them any food or blankets or clothes. Did you make a difference? No. Your words were useless. Then James says in verse 17, "Even so, faith, if it has no works, is dead by itself." Just as words spoken to a starving, freezing person are empty unless it's accompanied by some food and some blankets, go ahead and say you have saving faith. But if I can't see it, unless there's some evidence beyond your words, that kind of faith is useless. So James is saying this: saving faith must have visible evidence. That's what James says, and it's under the inspiration of the Spirit of God.